made Logan George the right fit for you?
Well, two things.
Coach, if you could scoot up just a little bit to the mic.
All right. The fact that I knew his high school coach. That
From
helped.
Tommy's recruiter?
Yeah, athletic director, the head football coach, Coach Day. And so there was a lot of conversation about him as a player, as a person. And we felt like at that time that, trying to get a guy in early to get him practice because he was available. So we took a shot at him. He's been a pleasant surprise for us so far.
What has he brought that maybe you didn't expect?
Well, I think he's quicker than I thought he was. I watched him on videotape. You get him in live, get to see him. He's got power. He's got really strong hands to get off blocks and set the edge. So I'm really excited about what we have to do.
Is there a noticeable difference between what he does and what Caden Curry does, or are they similar players?
Oh, they're different. Caden's a seasoned player. He's been here 4 years, so he's probably more advanced in the sense of what we're doing.
Yeah.
When you come from a program, this is all different. So he's got to relearn everything over again because it's different what he did back in his college. So that's the biggest adjustment. Yeah.
What have you seen so far from CJ?
I think it's still early. We just got the second day up the pass, so it's still early. But I think it's there. We just got to continue to work at it.
What? Obviously, he's got to be able to run as well as the pass.
No doubt.
How capable do you think he'll be with that?
I think he'll be fine because he's on the edge. He's not playing on the inside. He's on the edge, playing against tight ends, making a tackle right down and then. But he's got the technique. He's good. He can be able to do it. Yeah.
I know it's only been a few practices here, but how those interior guys may be showing some promise.
Yeah, I like what we're doing right now. I think they're playing hard. I think they're going hard. That's the biggest thing, playing hard, learning the technique and playing their boundaries and attacking the line of scrimmage. I think that's the key. It's just so early in the process to say that these guys are this. I like where we're going, but we got some work ahead.
You talked with Matt Patricia yesterday, and you talked about how he's learning as much as he's teaching. How are you seeing him in that learning process?
I think first of all, he's a great teacher. A really great teacher. Makes it very simple for the players to understand what they're doing, how to do it. I think there's always a process of what they're doing. And I think that's really cool the way he's doing it. So I think the process, the orientation, the defense has been really cool.
And how is he learning from you guys?
I think he just kind of, first of all, learn the players. He wants to make sure he knows the players. So he spent a lot of time with the guys, talking to them, just trying to get an idea, and then trying to figure out what they can do, and then be able to tweak the defense based on what technique and talent they have. And I think that's what he's doing.
How has Edric grown over these last couple of months from moving inside and then taking that next step? What have you seen in his advance?
Well, he's definitely taken on the role. I think the biggest thing that he accepted the fact that he can go play 3 times. That's the biggest issue. When you learn to accept that, then you can start moving the technique wise. But so far, so good. This is a full-time 3 technique now. We're going back and forth. So, like I said, 2 days of practice and pass, you got a long ways to go to figure out.
What do you like about his upside at 3 tech?
Could be a great pass rusher. He's real powerful, real strong. He has all the making of an opportunity to be really special.
How does he compare to Draymond?
I don't think you compare him yet. It's too early. Draymond was a defensive end, came in much lighter, didn't learn how to move it inside as a 3 technique. I thought Draymond was really twitchy, could run, could play. So we're not there yet. We'll see what happens down the road.
The amount of leadership you lost, obviously with Tyler and Jack and JT, just a tremendous amount of leadership. What have you seen from guys like Caden and Kenyatta that kind of take over those roles?
I think it's about 4 or 5 guys really trying to take it away. I think KJ's done a great job. And I see Caden Curry's there also, and then all of a sudden Taiwan is starting to come to the front. So I think they realize it's got to be a group leadership thing to pull this together, and I kind of like what we're doing right now.
What has Taiwan's development been like? How do you feel? Do you feel like he's ready to play a bigger role this year?
I hope so. He's working hard at it. You got to keep baseball player most of his career, and then coming into football right at the end of what he playing baseball, it's been tough for him. The transition, being out of football for 3 years, that's tough to do. You just can't jump in and go play. I think now is a chance for him to do something special for himself. He's working at it. That's what we want. Yeah.
I'll apologize if you've already been asked about Jason Moore, but last spring you talked about him being the ideal 3 technique in the defense. Second half of the season, he wasn't seeing the field as much. Where does he need to take those next steps to become a contributor this year?
He's going to get more reps, right? And that's what spring ball is all about. And so hopefully by the time we finish spring ball, we have 200, 300 reps to get on his belt. And I think that's what he needs. He needs to play football. And that's what we're going to try to do this spring, get as much football as possible to play, just to get him a chance to really help us in the front. Yeah.
I know you were rejuvenated by the fact that you had a whole new starting defensive line coming in. A few days into practice, a week into practice. Do you still feel that way? How often
so
does it
fun.
you?
It's so fun, man. It's so fun. I enjoy it every night. Because you got a bunch of guys got no bad habits. And so you get to create those habits for them. And I think that's really cool, right? And the first thing for me is like learn how to play hard. That's run into the ball every single play. And once we can master that, then technique becomes easier. Right? If you don't play hard, you don't have any technique, well, it's a long process. And so I like what we're doing early on. We run into the ball, we plan fast, and so I think it has a chance to come out. Yeah, you should. Yep. And so I think our job coming out of spring ball to make sure that happens for him. But so far, so good. He's working hard. He's very eager to learn it, and that makes a difference. The guy really accepted the new role. And we have to see. Like 2 days have passed. I like where he's going, but we've got some work to do.
Is this a thing you thought should happen at some point, or how did the whole process of
I don't think it should happen. I just take the opportunity to present himself that, playing third, being a second linebacker, feel like I could be more of a value if I go to the end position. And at our scheme, it really fits what he's doing. So we just got to wait and see how it plays out. But I like where he's at right now.
Is he like, I want to do anything to help the team? Is that kind of what that is?
I think that's his attitude. That's what he's saying. He wants to play.
He wants to play.
He wants to play.
Okay, thanks, Larry.
Yeah.
When we spoke to Ryan 2 weeks ago, he was talking about maybe looking still in the portal for a defensive tackle if it comes down to needing one. How comfortable are you with where Will and Taiwan and Jason are to be ready to go?
Well, I think Will's making a lot of progress. I think he's really stepped up. And I think you can't make that evaluation until we finish spring football. And then you really sit down and evaluate who's who. Who's a 2, who's a 3, where we need help at.
Last spring, there was a lot of talk about Jason and being like the prototypical 3-tech for this defense.
Yeah.
Didn't play during the season. What does he still have to get to, and how confident are you that he's on the way?
I think the biggest thing is Jason's got to play ball. He's got to play football. He don't have enough reps under his belt. You just can't throw him in situations to go play 2 or 3 plays. And the guy in front is pretty good. Tyler's pretty good, so he kept a lot of guys on the side. But I think now in the spring ball, when those guys are not there, they push to the front. So he did 1 reps, 2 reps. He's going back and forth. And I'm just trying to circle him in the reps I can do and get it ready. And hopefully he'll be ready by the time we go get into Texas.
And the tie, obviously, 2 years removed from giving up baseball, 2 years removed from the transfer. Is he where you thought?
You can see now that the football part is starting to take over. You can see it. Before he was still 1 foot in, 1 foot out, not really having the technique, having played, not understanding the game. It's tough to come from baseball every time he's trying to try to figure out football again. And now I think he's there.